Now at 10, a Sarcoxy man dies on a Joplin railroad track. What we know tonight as investigators search for answers. Plus, fallout from the winter storm leaves holiday travelers scrambling to get their way home. And we profile one of our many J365 journalists on their journey into the newsroom.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Sarcoxy, Missouri man dies on a Joplin railroad track. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Cale Chapman. Authorities say just before 10 p.m. last night, Randon Childs went on to the railroad tracks west of businesses closer to the Fountain Road overpass north of Joplin. A Kansas City Southern train then hit Childs. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Nobody on the train was hurt, and there is no word yet on why he was on the tracks. Earlier this morning, Newton County authorities responded to a single-car crash near State Road in and Dutch Elm. The car was driving east on Dutch Elm and left the roadway, hitting a guardrail and then overturning. No one was injured. Authorities say they will be replacing the guardrail in the coming days, but for now, use caution through the area. The guardrail will be marked for caution. And meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to keep a little bit slower speed in these wintertime situations. We even had some snow earlier this evening down in Benton County, Arkansas, also near the Branson area, not really showing up on radar. It's very light. It's only about 9 to 10 miles visibility. But there is some snow flurry activity out there, especially in northern Arkansas for tonight. Instead, we're going to see temperatures dropping down into the teens tonight in our area, 14 and then 12 and 11 by 6 a.m., all the way down to 10 degrees. Wouldn't be surprised to see some single digits out there as well. Let's take a look down the lane. We're going to have a cold and chilly Tuesday on store, and then a windy Wednesday with winds over 30 miles an hour. Then we're going to have a warmer weekend, also some New Year showers, and I'll have all the details coming up that in your forecast, so stay tuned.
Well, thousands of Americans are trying to get home from holiday gatherings, and they are stranded at airports as the airline industry works to recover from a pre-Christmas storm that snarled travel. That storm is responsible for more than 50 deaths, including dozens in western New York. Christian Benavidez has the latest.
It is the blizzard of the century.
More than 24 people have died in the pre-Christmas blizzard that pummeled Buffalo, New York. That death toll is expected to climb as first responders find bodies in homes, cars, and snowbanks. The storm dumped nearly 50 inches of snow. Up to a foot of new snow is expected by Tuesday afternoon.
Anyone who declares victory and says it's over, it is way too early to say it. It is still a dangerous situation to be out.
President Biden has pledged the federal government's support. The storm that paralyzed Buffalo is part of a larger system that knocked out power to more than 6 million people and snarled air traffic across the country. Right now, thousands of travelers are stranded in airports from coast to coast.
I've had a 5-hour delay, then a cancellation at the end, and then a flight rebooked the next day, which was delayed. And then I had also had to rent a car.
Southwest Airlines apologized Monday after canceling more than 2/3 of its flights and delaying hundreds more. Travelers just want the nightmare to be over.
The fact that they said the flight is canceled and we don't have any association with any of the airlines, so I'm like, so you just leaving everybody out to dry.
As the frustration piles up, so does the luggage.
I'm picking up my sister's luggage, and they don't know nothing. They just told me I gotta look for it. Yeah. So it's like just like finding a needle in a haystack.
It could be days before the travel chaos is sorted out. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Miami.
According to FlightAware, Southwest Airlines has already canceled more than 2,400 flights tomorrow. That's about 60% of its flight schedule. Temperatures are expected to climb across the nation this week, but forecasters say there is a chance that rain and melting ice out west could bring flooding from Seattle to San Francisco tomorrow. In China, new COVID infections are soaring, and the country's top health authority says it will no longer publish daily case numbers. China suspended most of its mass testing and quarantine rules last month after widespread protests. Health experts worry the healthcare system is being overwhelmed, and more than 1 million people could die over the next few months as the virus spreads across the country. Twitter has re-implemented its suicide prevention hotline feature, just days after CEO Elon Musk ordered to take it off the platform. The removal of the feature was announced as temporary by Twitter following initial reports. Musk also tweeted Twitter doesn't prevent suicide following the decision. The feature places a banner on certain search results and lists contacts for several support organizations. Discounts and deals apparently swayed people into spending more this holiday season. Monday, MasterCard reported holiday retail sales in the U.S. jumped over 7.5% compared to last year. Preliminary figures show online sales grew over 10.5% compared to the same period last year as well. Black Friday was still the top day for shopping, with sales up more than 12% from the following year. And consumers also dined out more, with in-person dining at restaurants up to over 15%. Coming up, we take a deep dive into our J365 program and highlight one of its many reporters, Jalen Banks. Plus, we'll take a trip to the Happy Snappy Art and Paint Winter Kids Art Camp. KOAM and our parent company, Morgan Murphy Media, are giving new journalists the opportunity for a year of in-depth training, giving them experience in many different aspects of the newsroom. We are now introducing you to the first group to participate in the program. KOAM's Dow Quick has more.
Jalen Banks is used to taking center stage.
I loved my time here at Southern, being out on the field, just being with my teammates and playing the game that so many people love. Yeah. Good, man? Yeah, man, I'm good.
The former quarterback from Missouri Southern traded his shoulder pads for a suit and tie and a spot on the KOAM news team.
So those are the story ideas that I've got for today. You guys can chime in. Being a team in the newsroom, oh man, to do what we do on a daily basis and seeing how everybody has to work together to put it into a newscast is really cool to see. So now that we've finished,
Jalen's part of the J365 program at KOAM, a team of young journalists who joined an extensive training program to build their reporting skills.
Whether it's my writing, whether it's my reporting, whether it's my anchoring, it's something that I've really had to continue to hone in and work at. There's a lot of tongue twisters in some of these scripts.
Stepping behind the news desk is part of the learning curve.
Get it all out, and I'm like, let's go. Our audience has seen such a great product for so long, and they expect it to continue to be that way. So it motivates individuals like myself to, pursue that level of professionalism and that standard, because the standard's been set so high by the people that's been there for so long. I got super lucky. Just a beautiful, beautiful little girl.
Jalen's motivation today is fueled by his 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah, the things you do for your children. Like, I never thought that I would dress up as a cat for Halloween, but yet I did.
As kids tend to do, Ella brought along some life lessons for the young father.
More than anything, it taught me how to be selfless. Someone to, look after, someone to, live for, essentially.
Ella lives in LaGrange, Illinois, with her mother. Jalen says frequent trips home keep their relationship close.
Having this career, even though I'd love to be closer, but eventually I'd love to be able to see her on a daily basis. But yeah, it's hard.
For now, Jalen continues to hone his journalistic skills in front of a lot of people. Kind of like his time on the football field, with one significant difference.
I don't think that there's too much of a difference other than the fact that I'm not being tackled by a 6'4", 255-pound defensive end. The consequences of messing up aren't too dire, but yeah, I like it. It's exhilarating. An alert for parents with young kids.
You can find out more information about the program on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Make fun art, not fine art. That's the motto of Happy Snappy Art and Paint Party's Kids Winter Art Camp. The camp kicked off today in Fort Scott, Kansas. Parents paid a $25 reservation fee and paid the remaining $100 balance on the first day of camp. It provides kids a chance to complete and take home 5 different paintings.
I think my bear was my favorite because it's one of my favorite animals. And I like the snowflakes. I like, the nose I don't like, but I like the other part, and it's good.
When asked why Reed didn't like the nose, he said it was because it was too mushy. The camp is at 702 South National in Fort Scott and will run until 4 p.m. December 30th. A little later, the winter weather is affecting iguanas in a way you wouldn't expect.
And we have one more night of really cold weather, and then we have a warming trend on the way. I'll have all the details when we return. Well, friends, we have one more night of really cold weather before we start to see that warming trend. So if we can get through tonight, I think you're going to like the forecast. Let's take a look outside right now at Seneca, Missouri and Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Pretty nice night down there. A little bit of snow on the ground still, and as well as pretty much over the entire four-state area, we still have some snow on the ground. That's helping keep temperatures a little bit colder than what we'd like to see. Radar is all clear right now. There were a few snow flurries over in northwestern Arkansas, over near Branson, also near Rolla and Fort Leonard Wood. Some snow flurries there. Also, believe it or not, in the deep south, travelers advisories and winter storm advisories are in effect for those areas tonight as they are dealing with some snow as well. No snow in Joplin right now. Instead, we've been dealing with these temperatures that have been very cold over the last 36 hours. We did get above freezing a little bit, but now we're on the downward slide again as we head towards the teens later on tonight. This afternoon, we made it up to 35. We're now down to 14 degrees, which is our new daily low. 45 and 27 are the normals. And just a year ago on this date, we were setting a record high of 75 degrees. Let's just pause a moment and think about that. That's just be so nice right now. Temperatures are in the single digits in many locations like Yates Center with 9, also Neodesha 9, 8 in Iola. A little bit warmer down in Jay, where they're currently sitting at 20 degrees. But we're about 15 to 20 degrees colder tonight than we were 24 hours ago. So hopefully we're going to start reversing that trend as we go for the next 24 to 36 hours. It feels like in the single digits in many locations, but check out Fort Scott. It feels like -1 up there. So they're not too happy with that. 6 degrees is what it feels like in Nevada, 10 degrees in Neosho, and 8 in Bentonville. Right now, outside, it's pretty calm here, as well as in Joplin, 14 degrees, and that's what it feels like. The dew point is 7, and the pressure is currently rising. Over the next 36 hours, we're going to see maybe a few flakes of snow here and there, mainly down to the south in our northwestern Arkansas counties. And then as we go through the forecast for tonight, we're going to see temperatures dropping down into the lower teens in many locations with light and variable winds with just a few clouds passing by. Then tomorrow, we're going to see winds coming back around out of the south, and as a result, we'll see highs in the mid to upper 30s. And then as we go into Oklahoma, we'll see some 40s down there. Then, as we go into Wednesday morning, we're going to see lows once again around freezing across the area, but the south winds are going to help us out with that a little bit. But then the wind machine kicks in on Wednesday with winds gusting over 30 miles per hour, and highs will be in the upper 40s to lower 50s in southeastern Kansas, southwest Missouri, mid-50s down in Oklahoma. Then as we go through Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we'll see lows dropping off just a little bit, right around 50 degrees, a pretty common number. Here's the storm system that's over us tonight, bringing the cold air. That's going to rapidly pull off to the east, and then the mild air is going to start taking over ahead of the next storm system that's diving into the Rocky Mountains, and that will start to pull out into the plains as we go into Thursday and into Friday, and that's going to increase our rain chances. Over the next 7 days, we are going to see a warming trend. We just have to get through tonight and tomorrow, and then 55 double nickel on Wednesday, and then 64 on Thursday, and then a better chance of storms, I think, on Monday with a high of 57. And some of those storms could be strong, maybe even severe, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Well, there you go. We're climbing our way back up the ladder.
We're climbing up out of the hole. Yep.
Heck yeah. All righty. Well, this Christmas, while snow was falling up north, iguanas were falling in Florida. Footage from Miami-Dade County shows a stunned iguana laying motionless in the road. Wildlife experts say once temperatures drop below 40 degrees, iguanas become immobile, and they often fall out of trees. Residents are warned not to take frozen iguanas into their homes. The reptiles could get defensive when they become unstunned. And still ahead, the Kansas City Chiefs picked up a win on Christmas Eve.
24-10 over the Seahawks. We'll hear from the team, and the Pitt State women lead the conference in a few statistical categories. Those details next. The 9th-ranked Missouri Southern Lions are 4-1 in conference play this year and sitting at 4th place in the standings. Through 12 total games, Lacey Stokes is averaging 16.8 points per game, good for 4th best in the MIAA, and she dominates the conference in assists with 75 on the year. Maddie Stokes leads the conference in blocks with 2.2 4 per game. She also ranks 4th in rebounds. Pittsburgh State is also at the top of the leaderboard in a few categories. PSU ranks 1st in the MIAA in team rebounds and free throw percentage. The girls have also been really good from distance as a team. Tristan Gegg is averaging a conference best 3.5 3-pointers per game. She adds 16.5 total points per game. Karenna Gerber is another weapon. She's 3rd in the MIAA in field goal percentage. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Seahawks 24-10 on Christmas Eve to secure their 5th straight season with at least 12 wins. The Chiefs are currently 12-3 with 2 regular season games to go. The Kansas City defense was a big factor in the win on Saturday. Seattle entered the game with the 7th best scoring offense in the NFL, and Kansas City held them to just 2 of 14 on 3rd down. In the second half, the Chiefs picked up 2 big 4th down stops, and Juan Thornhill came up with an interception to help put the game away.
We're on a mission here in Kansas City, and the goal is to finish the season strong. Last few weeks we, haven't been getting the job done as far as just finishing strong. So it was pretty dope to get out there today and finish the game, pretty strong. Gino been playing some great football all year, Pro Bowler type of guy, so we knew the task coming in, to have to put that flame out. Great receiver in 14, of course, on the other side. I feel like our young DB, they did a hell of a job holding DK and, holding that side of the ball down. So, hats off to those guys.
The Los Angeles Rams won this weekend as well. They were led by a dominant performance from Oklahoma alum Baker Mayfield. Mayfield was 24 of 28 for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. His completion rate was the 2nd highest of his career, and he set the Rams' single-game completion percentage record.
He's been great, and I just think he sees the field really well. For such a fiery competitor, he's got a nice even-keeled demeanor in between series where he's able to, he sees things really well. He's able to have great communication, and today things were really fluid and smooth, and, to not have to punt at all against an outfit like that was a big-time accomplishment for Baker in the offense.
That's a look at sports. We'll be right back.
We take time now to honor a local veteran. Virgil Glenn served in the U.S. Marine Corps in 1945 and 1946. With roots in Greenfield, Missouri and Pittsburgh, he served on the USS Philippine Sea in the Atlantic Ocean. We're proud to salute Virgil Glenn, a 4-state hero. As the entertainment industry continued to emerge from the COVID pandemic, several events received major attention. From a high-profile court trial to a slap scene around the world, Danya Bacchus has what our top year entertainment stories were.
Actor Will Smith is expelled from the Motion Picture Academy for 10 years after he slapped Chris Rock during the Oscars. The attack came after Rock made a joke about Smith's wife. Minutes later, Smith won the Oscar for Best Actor. Streaming services ruled the Oscars. Apple TV's Coda was named Best Picture. Jane Campion won Best Director for Netflix's The Power of the Dog. At the Emmys, HBO's The White Lotus won 10 awards. In Los Angeles, the Super Bowl halftime show paid homage to hip-hop and rap for the first time, led by hometown entertainers Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Long-running daytime talk shows Ellen and Wendy aired their final episodes in 2022. Ellen DeGeneres said her show no longer challenged her, and Wendy Williams' show was canceled after the host encountered health issues. Actor Bruce Willis retired after he was diagnosed with aphasia, a neurological condition that affects speech. Amy Schneider won Jeopardy's Tournament of Champions after a 40-game winning streak during the regular season. She became the most successful female and trans contestant, winning $1.6 million. Former married actors Johnny Depp and Amber Heard sued each other for defamation in a Virginia court. Both also accused the other of abuse. After a weeks-long trial, Depp prevailed, winning $15 million in damages. Top Gun Maverick made $1.4 billion worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film of the year. Jon Batiste won 5 Grammys, and Olivia Rodrigo was named Best New Artist when the Grammy Awards show originated from Las Vegas for the first time. Taylor Swift made history by claiming all top 10 spots in the Billboard Top 100 list. Swift's single, Anti-Hero, led the string of hits from her October 2022 album, Midnights. And fans mourn the loss of some beloved celebrities in 2022. Country superstar Naomi Judd died of suicide just a day before she was to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame with her daughter Winona. The two were also scheduled to launch a farewell tour. Bob Saget was found dead in an Orlando, Florida hotel room after performing a show. The medical examiner said the 65-year-old comedian died of blunt head trauma, but no foul play was involved. The Foo Fighters' Taylor Hawkins died in Bogota, Colombia. No cause of death was released.
You think of yourself as a colored man. I think of myself as a man.
And Sir Sidney Poitier, a film icon and the first black actor to win an Academy Award, died at the age of 94. Those are some of the year's top entertainment stories. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Well, a big year for entertainment,
Big
for
year.
sure.
All right, let's take a look at the forecast. It's going to be cold again tonight, but then we're starting the warming trend as we head through the rest of the week with 64 on Thursday, scattered showers mainly in the eastern sections. That continues on Saturday, and then a big chance of storms on Monday, and then we stay still mild with temperatures in the 40s on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with lows in the 30s, which is kind of normal for this time of year.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Danny, got anything from sports?
The Pitt State women are back in action for the first time since the Christmas break, a nice long break for the holidays. They'll play on Thursday evening.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll leave you with a video of sheltered pups receiving Christmas toys in Florida. See you all again tomorrow. Have a great night.